But the one question I do have is, how has my fitness been holding up? My diet has been horrible. Mileage has been okay, but we've been on vacation. Hi everybody, and welcome to another day of running. Today is week 5, day 2. Now I didn't get my recovery run in yesterday. That's on me. Yesterday morning we were in Toronto. Before we got on the road off to Quebec for a 7.5-8 hour drive, I did a back and biceps workout in the gym. Treadmills were taken up. All those excuses. I did have a recovery run that I didn't go on. So today what we're trying to do is get my run in here this morning. I've got an easy run, and then later on this afternoon I've got a workout. Now I'm driving probably about 9 hours today, again making all those excuses, but hopefully when we get to the campsite that we're staying at tonight, after I get the tent all set up, I'm gonna go on that workout run. I've been feeling just a little bit heavy. I've been on vacation for a couple of weeks, had a super awesome time running a race with my daughter. I've been getting most of my runs in, but it has been a little bit slack. I don't know if I've posted any videos by the time this has gone out about some of those other runs, but today is the day we get back on track. So even though I've been running quite a bit, I've been eating quite a bit more. Had a ton of pizza last night. So recovery run, easy run this morning with my daughter in this park in Quebec. Workout this afternoon. See you guys in a bit. All right, 5.14 kilometers, great easy run. Hit lots of trails. I'm actually wearing the Nimbus 25, so not a trail shoe, but about to do a full review on this shoe, so that was great. Getting a chance to get into a little bit of mud. So 5.14 kilometers, 32 minutes, 18 seconds. That's about a 6:17 per kilometer pace. Average heart rate, low 130. So really happy with that.
Yeah.
Solid run.
Uh-huh.
She had me going everywhere. These guys were just waiting for us. Playing a little bit of baseball. What's your idea?
Here's a picture, and then Zoe, Mom are infielders or outfielders, but we don't have enough people.
Oh, says safe. No instant replay. All right, so hi everybody, and obviously not late. Well, I guess not obvious to you, but yeah, yesterday after we got done with that easy run with Zoe, and I found myself in the car for 8.5 hours driving from Quebec to New Brunswick to the campsite. So we camped overnight. So I moved that interval session that I had yesterday afternoon to this morning. Not sure what that's going to do to later on the week, but the one question I do have is, how has my fitness been holding up? My diet has been horrible. Mileage has been okay, but we've been on vacation, and running certainly hasn't been my focus. So I've got an interval session. I think it's 3 times 15 minutes. Just finished the warm-up. Gonna hit a little bit of trail here and just see how it goes. And then we'll find out. Do I think I've actually lost any speed in my step over the last couple of weeks of chips and sausages and poutine, lots of fries, cheese and gravy, just all sorts of food. All right, let's get going on this run. Pick up the pace a little. All right, so I think we're gonna end it at 2 10-minute hard runs with a minute and a half in between each, and a warm up and a cool down in there. I was supposed to do 3, but I got to be mindful that rather than a recovery run this afternoon, which I had originally planned, my daughter tells me that we're doing an interval session at some point. So if I can log 10K this morning, another 6-7 with her this afternoon, be a golden day here on vacation. And then I'm gonna get back after this run though. I'm gonna look at the stats on those 2 intervals, talk to you about whether I feel like I've lost much pace or even just the edge to really want to push. All right, cool down, back to camping.
Look at this, look.
All right, so we are back from the run. I actually ended up doing 2 runs today. One this morning that you saw in the GoPro, and I don't know if I'm going to put any GoPro footage from the second run in this video, but I did a 6K run with my daughter, which is a little bit of an up-tempo run, just 10 minutes easy, 15 minutes hard, and then 10 minutes easy, but didn't really push that hard too much. We were both pretty tired. And first thing I want to talk about before we get into whether I feel like I've lost any fitness is that you got to remember that nothing happens in isolation. And I'm not trying to make excuses, but over the last couple of weeks, my mileage actually hasn't decreased that much. 2 weeks ago, first week of the vacation, we were on the road quite a bit. We spent 3 days at a water park. We camped a couple of different days, spent some time in the hotels, went from New Brunswick to Quebec to Toronto, and did a total of 70 kilometers, which is right around what I wanted to do. It might have actually even been 74. And then last week, I managed to log 60 kilometers with a 10K race with my daughter on the weekend. Granted, didn't push too hard on that 10K. It was more about my daughter getting her first ever 10K in, and she crushed it. Full video on that. But if we look at the runs that I did today, just to get an idea of what they were, that first run this morning was 10.04 kilometers. And it was 49 minutes and 31 seconds in total, with an average pace of 4:56 per kilometer. And but when I was actually running the intervals, now I was wearing the Adios Pro 3, and I ran quite a bit of trail, and they're not meant for trail, but I was out there exploring. We're on vacation, so what the heck. And when I was out there in the actual run portion, so again, this morning was 10 minutes, I think 10 minutes easy, then 3 times 15 minutes at threshold pace, and then 10 minutes easy with a minute and a half in between those thresholds. I cut it back to 2, knowing that I was going to be running with my daughter tonight. So in those 2 15 minutes, I averaged right around the 4:30 per kilometer for both of those. So really, really happy with that. I did push it a little bit harder than I probably should have. Heart rate averaged around 173 during the first 15-minute threshold portion of that, and then the second 15-minute. It crept up there again, even though I started off with a little bit of an easier pace. Then that run that I had with my daughter tonight, again, was just 6.07 kilometers, 35 minutes and 2 seconds, an average pace of 5:47 per kilometer. We've both been pretty wiped. I mean, this trip being our 3rd week on vacation here, so pretty tired. And I know I said this a couple minutes ago, but nothing happens in isolation, and I know it sounds like I'm making excuses, but when I think about whether I've actually held on to my fitness, one of the things that I have to remember is just in the last 2 days, I've driven about 16 and a half hours. That would have been 7.5 hours, maybe 8 hours 2 days ago, and then yesterday drove another 8.5 hours, and we're camping. So the rest of the week, what does that look like? Well, I've got a couple of recovery runs tomorrow. I've got probably another recovery run on Friday. I've got a 5K race on Saturday, which is really cool. It's going to be in Nova Scotia, so we've got some more driving ahead of us, but we're running on the seafloor, so that's going to be a lot of fun. So that's what we have in store. For me, if I'm to say whether I've lost fitness, I'm going to say I haven't really lost fitness. I've been eating like crazy. Went to a couple of ball games in Toronto, saw the Blue Jays play, and while we were at the water park, ate a ton of food. So I've been eating like crazy, more than I normally would, and certainly not as healthy as I would, and I've probably put on a little bit of weight, but I'm not concerned about that at all. But what I will say is that I'm feeling like if I've lost anything, it hasn't been so much my fitness, it's maybe been my sharpness. And the reason why I say that, those intervals this morning, even more so than usual, I was doubting myself just a little bit. So the grind, in terms of the mental grind, pushing through the workouts, has been hard. So mental sharpness, which leads in my mind to physical sharpness, when you really have to push yourself to get the results you want. So have I lost fitness? I'm going to say no, but I feel like I've lost a little bit of that sharpness, if it makes sense. And the other reason why I say that is that the 10K that I did with my daughter on the weekend, I was kind of almost nervous going into that, just feeling like I wasn't feeling 100%. I had let again, diet kind of lean in the wrong direction the last couple of weeks, and we ran at around a 5-minute per kilometer pace, a little bit more than that. Came in at 53 minutes for the 10K, a little bit over 53 minutes, and she absolutely crushed it. First in her age group, 12th out of 123 women in total. So, but that's a whole nother video that we'll get to. Stick around. If you haven't subscribed to the channel, you want to see more of my videos, hit that subscribe button. It means so much to me. It really does. It means a lot to me. But I felt good on that run, and even though I was nervous going into that race, it felt good to kind of just cruise along at what's close to my marathon pace. So that being said, that's all I have to say for today. I think the next video that I'm going to put out, I've been working a lot on my cadence, and again, check out some of my other videos. I think we're going to go back and look at some of the things, at least one of the things that I really am doing to try to improve my cadence. If you want to see that video, I'll put the video up here somewhere, one of these sides, if you want to see that video about my cadence and why it's highlighted for me and where that all came from. But that's it, guys. Hope you enjoyed the video. My name is Matt. This is What Matters to Matt, and ultimately what matters to me most is my family. I'll see you guys in the next video. Time for some s'mores.
Step 1, wake up early, gonna rise with the sun. Step 2, get some food in you. Step 3, think real hard about what you wanna be. Step 4, everybody just do your thing.
Wake up, today's gonna be a good day. Wake up, today's gonna be